Joe, what's going on, man?
Good morning. How are you, man?
I am good. I'm good. I'm a little extra tired this morning. I stayed up late last night, but we can discuss that later, I suppose. How are you,
Oh, okay.
man?
I'm good. I'm good. Welcome everybody. Good to see everybody in the chat too. Welcome to Proper Cup of Joe. I'm Joe. I don't have
That is
any
Joe.
snakes. This is Adam, and he does. And I've got a lot of questions. That's the premise here.
For years, Joe has had questions about my choices
It
in life.
never
That's
ends.
true.
It never ends. And the thing is, I don't have a great memory. So some of my questions are the same as the ones I had 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, the little secret is I feel like we just recycle, not purposefully, but we end up back at the same places and we get out there and then we come back and we just revisit things. Hey, before we jump in, check this out. This is a really cool thing. Jay at Greenline Morphs, along with Chris Eaton at the Fat Man Nation, they had this cause called Deeds Not Words, and for one of the things that I think is really, really cool for what anybody ever thinks of our community hobby, this podcaster stuff. Chris and Jay started this cause for veterans that return home and they're injured veterans or suffering PTSD or any other thing. There's a camp in Pennsylvania, I think it's Pennsylvania. Jay, keep me right here, called Camp Freedom. And it gets veterans out back active in nature, whether it be hunting, hiking, fishing, just out on trails, just out of where they might be, say, in a VA hospital or limited in where they can get to on their own. That's super cool cause. This is the second year they've done, they call it Deeds Not Words. And man, they're up above 9,000 heading into July. I think July 4th is like the unofficial wrap up. And I know that 10,000 is the goal, man. Super cool. Something I was really proud to help and be a part of. But guys, if you haven't donated, go to thefatmannation.com. There are different tiers that you could donate and get some perks back. You get t-shirts. There's challenge coins. You could get your own avatar made, the custom Deeds Not Words avatar. And when I say custom, they'll do it custom. If you guys haven't realized, I'm not really a gun guy. I'm not getting into what I'm opposed or for or against. But they made my avatar with my guitar. Like, how cool was that? Like, it's just it's so like, cool thing. And so anyway, what I'm saying is you could go donate. But look, even if you don't meet the tiers, like skip going to Starbucks today or skip a couple extra beers this week and give $5, give $10. A lot of voices and a lot of activity makes for small work. And we're getting to the finish line. It'd be really cool to see Jay and Chris write that $10,000 check to Camp Freedom. Every penny goes to it. They don't have any administrative fees. They don't pay themselves. They don't anything. I would do the fundraiser here, except YouTube takes half the money or Google takes half the money. We have done it on my show before. Just go straight to fatmannation.com, drop a couple bucks in the jar. Let's get that. I want to see that to a 10K number rather than the 9K number. I think it'd be really cool. So excellent, Jay. Thank you.
Doing that today. I just wrote it down. I haven't donated yet. So I wrote it down. It's in my list of things to do today. I'm gonna do it.
Good man. Thank you so much, man. And it's really cool to see. Those of y'all that don't know, Jay is a veteran, and it's a cause close to his heart, and obviously should be close to all of our hearts. We take for granted sometimes, well, a lot of things. So anyway, I think it's an awesome cause. So there we go. That is the thing this week. Joe, what's your one thing? What have you been up to, man?
It's been a great week, actually. It's been a really fun, nice week. On Tuesday, Aiden graduated, which is good.
Oh, congratulations.
That was fun. And, the ceremony went very quickly. They did a good job. They went right through, which is good. It's so funny because I've been through a few graduations now, right? And you're so excited for it and you're like proud and everything. But you still have to sit through a ceremony that's like long and boring.
They're miserable, right? I mean, it is a huge accomplishment. 18 years in the making. Good Lord, they're awful. They are awful. I didn't even go to my college graduation. I never did go to my graduation.
I think when Chelsea graduated, like she did go, but then she pretended she was sick, so she didn't stay.
Get the business end of this taken care of right out the door, right?
So that was fun, but that's not really my one thing. It should be, but it's not my one thing. Actually, last Thursday, just out of the blue, I was invited up to Gainesville by a friend of ours. And I know that you spent some time there, right?
Old stomping grounds, man. I was just reminiscing yesterday. I was telling, so my son is starting high school, different era for me. So your stepson's going to college, my son's going to high school. But I told him high school was now what preps you for the next period of your life, which is an incredible time. Whether you go to college, whether you get on to work after school, whatever you do, high school is going to prep you for those next years. And yeah, and Gainesville is a very special place in my heart and memory. And
it was awesome. It was great. I loved it. But I went to see a band. It was the it's a weird name, Easy Star All Stars. I don't know if anybody else has heard these, but and the show was called Dub Side of the Moon or something like that.
Oh, I've heard of this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So go ahead, man. Yeah.
It was like, so they play Dark Side of the Moon and then, but it's like reggae Dark Side of the Moon.
Right.
And it was awesome. Like, I'm not a huge reggae fan or whatever, but it was so fun. It was really, really fun. And it's Gainesville in the summertime. So there's no like college students there, and
it's hot and dusty, man.
But it was a really nice night. It was outside, and it's a lot of like old, like old people, like me. It was like I was like one of the youngest people there, and it's like people listening who would love Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. And go and watch a reggae show. It was really like hippie-esque and just like old people having fun. And it was really, really fun.
Where was the venue? Or what was the venue? Do you remember? Was it just the bandstand? No. Is it on campus? Was it the bandstand?
No, it wasn't on campus. It was at a different place, but it was a cool place. It was a big old building. There's like a recording studio there as well that I snuck into and took a look around a little bit.
Nice.
But it was an outside venue. It was like, $20 and it was great.
Cool.
I just had a blast. It was so fun. And those are the kinds of shows that I think that I'm geared for now. Like, I don't think I'm going to go to big arena shows anymore. It's not really my thing.
It takes a different here in Minneapolis, there's big stadiums. We have all four major sports teams here. So I mean there is big venues, and I've been to a couple of them, and I'm like, I'm not really built for the hubbub of it. You got to park or take a train in, or you got to walk the skylines and all that. But the other thing too, like, I want to like interact and be around the band, and one of 30, 40, 60,000 people, man, you're just watching a screen, man.
Yeah.
So I'm with you, man. I
was really close. It was really fun. They were great. I thought they were really good, actually, musicians. There was one guy who great guitarist. There was a woman who just had a fantastic voice. Like, what's the one the song on the album where it's like a Gig in the Sky, maybe?
So she's not like screaming, but like wailing. Yeah, she killed it. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really fun.
So did you just go up for the show and then drove back home, or did you stay in Gainesville for the night? Did you go out?
No, we drove back home that night.
Okay.
So it was a little bit of a drive. It's like an hour and a half or so. So
didn't
have too much fun.
Yeah, you got to behave yourself then. Yeah.
but yeah, we went up. Like they live in Ocala. Our friends live in Ocala, so we went up there, and I like during the day, and I worked up there and stuff. So, and then we went over to Gainesville from there. So it was just a great time. Loved it, and they're called Easy Star also.
Easy Star,
and they were from and they're from New York, and it was a blast, man. It was really fun.
Excellent, man. Oh, that's cool. I need to get to some club shows. Actually, this is not my one thing, but I have a show coming up on July 15th that I've actually put a band together for. So today is the first time I'm actually going to like a band rehearsal in like 2 decades, man. Like I detest
fun. That's great.
I don't like group dynamics and bands and who's is the egos and schedules and blah blah tech stuff. No, I just want to show up with a guitar and a mic and play. But this is fun, man. I'm looking forward to it. So that is today. I was gonna make my one thing that it's just like my favorite time of year. I just had a moment. Like I'm so far north. The days are just incredibly long. Like it doesn't get dark till nearly 10 o'clock here right now. We're coming to the solstice, all that stuff. Yeah. And I'm standing on my deck, and I got like a pergola over the deck, and the vines are going. The wisteria is blooming. I was grilling brats last night, and it was just a fun kind of moment. And I was really enjoying it. The weather's nice in the summer in Minnesota, blah, blah. I was just had a really like a happy moment. But the one thing, I started watching the ball game. I don't try to turn this into a sports show, but my goodness, man, this NBA Finals series is wild. The Knicks are down by 29, I think, at halftime. Kelly's like, I'm going to bed. And I enjoy like just a little bit, 30, 45 minutes, hour, some nights 2 hours of just like quiet, just Adam quiet in the house. No, nothing, nobody else. And in the evening after.
Is that hard to get, Adam?
Yeah. After Kelly and Charlie go to bed, that's just me. And that's when I unwind. And Kelly's kind of the opposite. She's usually up an hour and a half before me. And that's kind of her time, So I'm like, but I knew I had to get up early this morning. I'm like, all right, I'll be up in a half hour, so go to bed kind of thing. And they start playing well. And I'm like, they're not close. It's 15 points away. This is a neat comeback, but it's 15 points. And okay, it's 12 points. Maybe there's like 5 minutes. Like, okay, now they've taken the lead. I'm like, what is going on, man? It was a fantastic game. I love storylines in sports. I love the leadership aspect of sports. I love the analogies of business and life leadership. I love the escapism of sports. They don't matter. Here we are, the world captivating us kind of thing, and it's
well, they don't matter, but because of that, they do matter. It is the outlet.
And it sort of ties to what kind of our theme that we were going to try and get to today. On paper, rationally, these are grown men throwing a basketball in a hoop. Like, what could those coaches be screaming the whole time? Put the ball in the hoop. Like, I don't know. What did Phil Jackson scream to Michael Jordan for decades a decade up and down the court? And I think about that from a leadership standpoint. I wrestle with it because like, these are massively paid athletes, and God bless them. That's fine. But like you go, does this really make sense? And then in another way, of course, how could it not make sense? We're all captivated by it. It gives us escapism. The world's a mess. We would go nuts if we didn't. It's like almost pure entertainment that doesn't matter so much. And then on the other hand, I'm no good and well, I have a responsibility to get up early for in the morning and present myself and have standards and blah, 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 all the stuff I tell my son. And here I am watching, grown men play a kid's game and be captivated by it, man. I thought it was great. I had a great time.
Yeah. My experience of this is that I've been kind of, since the Sixers aren't in it at all, I've been kind of rooting for the Knicks for a little bit, and because living in New York City, you kind of get an idea of that is actually a Knicks town. Like even more so than the Mets or the Yankees or the Giants or the Jets, even the Rangers.
More than the Yankees?
It's yeah.
Okay.
I do
All
think
right.
so.
Yeah.
Like the fervor of the fandom for the Knicks seems to be more intense than any other team in New York City. And maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't know. The hype around it when I was there, even when they were terrible, it's just like a basketball place, right?
Yeah.
And so I kind of really want to see, and they're like Sixers rivals and stuff like that. I'm not supposed to really like them.
The last time I went to an NBA game was during the Heat and Knicks rivalry of the late 90s. Like I was at one of those playoff games in Miami. Like I find myself rooting for the Knicks, and I find myself like last night was just a microcosm of just a roller coaster of like, okay, the series is going to start over. It's back to 2-2. San Antonio is taking back home court advantage. The next team to win 2 games, 2 out of 3 series is going to win it all. Even like the NBA crew at halftime were screwing off. Like they were like rapping to Wu-Tang because there was nothing to commentate about because the game was so far
destroyed. Yes.
Yeah, just so far out of reach.
So
and then boom, the whole narrative has changed. What's that?
So I've been watching each game. And then last night I had a long day yesterday, and it got to about that. I got to halftime, and I was like, I'm not going to make it. I'm going to go to bed. And I didn't watch the end. But I've been watching the games, all the way through. And then last night I was like, I'm not going to make it, and I went to bed. I missed this incredible 29-point comeback.
Yeah, you got to fire it up on DVR or whatever, the on demand, man. And I was joking with Kelly this morning. I was like, honestly, they should have just like got the guys all hyped up, give them all a whole bunch of Mountain Dew for 2 hours and be like, all right, you guys got 4 seconds to sort it out. Whoever has the most points in 4 seconds is going to win. Cause that's what the last like 4 seconds were, man. It was just really cool. And I don't have a dog in the fight, but like I say, I find myself rooting for the Knicks. I think Wemby is incredible. Just all the different storylines, man. Whether the Spurs win or lose, man, they are going to be the future for 10 years. I mean, these young bucks that like, I think the oldest one of their trio is 22, man. Like that's scary. That's insane, and not to mention one of them is 7'5". I mean, it's unreal. So, that guy is
alien-like. I think they call him
the alien. Yeah. And he seems to embrace it. So I guess that's okay. I guess it's cool. We do talk snakes and snake business sometimes, and life goals and all that. You want to check out a snake, Joe?
Yeah, let's take a look at the coolest snake in the world.
It is time for the coolest snake in the world, brought to us by Heart of the Python. That's Bill and Kate Peavers. They are going to be in Daytona, Joe. How about that, man? That's where you and I will be in August.
Yes.
Right at 2 months away. We'll be there. That's Kate and Bill. Kate's working Monarch and Puzzle, Bill working Monsoon, and the girls are working Sunset and Clown, a family operation. They also breed for Temperament and their Heartline line or brand, but a really cool initiative to bring more successful snake owners into the hobby, set people up for success with animals bred for Temperament, and then also those high-end projects. So you can check out Heartline on TikTok and Heart of the Python everywhere else. So go check them out. Their link is down below. As I mentioned before, we're getting to the end of the Deeds Not Words campaign. Go to thefatmannation.com and donate. If you don't want to donate to the tiers, donate $10. There's a link right there. You could just send the money directly. 100%, no administration, none of that stuff. 100% of that is going to go to the Camp Freedom Initiative. Let's get that over $10,000, guys. If you're watching on the replay, please go donate on that. Here we go, Joe. This week, look, man, sometimes the OG, sometimes the Godfather is the godfather for a reason, man. This is from Justin Kabilka. There were definitely breeders before Justin. He is not the originator of ball python breeding, but he definitely took ball python breeding to a different level. He's continuing to do so. Anybody in this industry, when you say the name Justin, you immediately assume, like, you have to clarify that you're not talking about Justin Kabilka if you say the word Justin, the name Justin. And, you know, every now and again, he's still got to flex. He's still got to just put it out there as, yeah. Oh, you forgot about me? Yeah. Check this out. So this week's coolest ball python in the world comes from, and his brand is called Canova now. So comes from Canova. Check this out. Talk about an alien, right, Joe? Look at that thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is hard for a camera to pick up those kinds of colors, especially on a white background. That snake is unreal. That neon pink down the back on an orange canvas. And remember, this is a live animal. Like, this is something I had to explain to somebody at a show this weekend. We're breeding for genetic traits. We are not engineering these genes. These are not modified genes. This combination all come from ingredients that Mother Nature provided. Now, to be clear, the snake would never happen in nature, and certainly wouldn't survive because of, you know, it loses camouflage, predators come get it. But this is not also us in a computer lab moving genetics around going, let's see how this pops out. I don't know exactly how all that stuff works, but I could tell you this is good old fashioned. Let's put this mom and put this dad together and do that for generations. And Justin has created this animal, man. I got to get my notes out on it to tell you the genes.
Okay.
It is stacked. I know a few of them off the top of my head. So first and foremost, it is an albino, a lavender albino. So there's different kinds of albinism in snakes, and one of them is lavender albino, which, true to its name, does have the yellows of albino, but also has this kind of a soft lavender background. So instead of yellow and white like we typically see with albino snakes, lavenders do this yellow and purple. So this is a lavender albino. You can see the bright red eyes. It's also a clown. So double recessive to begin with. So clown and lavender, which I believe is called the Grail Project, they call it. So clown and lavender is the Grail. That's a nickname for it. So I get lost in all the nicknames. Then there's a gene called Enchi. And Enchi and clown makes that really, really tight lateral stripe and concentrated color down the back. So clown usually gives a little bit of a lateral concentration up top. Enchi turns it into this smooth line in the strongest examples. And this is one of them. It's also Enchi. Yeah. It's also a gene called blackhead, which does just what you would think. It brings black coloration to the head, but really black contrast. When you put dark genes in lavender, you get these purples and pinks. So imagine putting black into an albino. They combine for these purple and pinks, which does really cool. Leopard is in there. Spot nose is in there. Also darkening genes. A leopard spot nose clown has its own nickname, which is known as a Batman. So you got a Batman Grail with yellow belly, black head on, and Enchi on top of it. And yellow belly is brightening and adding contrast as well. Man, too much going on, Joe. I don't expect anybody to follow that. We have to go all the way back to just pure wow factor on this thing. I think this is this week's coolest ball python in the world from Justin Kabilka.
Well, getting that stripe down the back of it like that, yep. Is that a normal thing? Like, you can, how is that, can you, because a lot of times it's kind of broken up, but is that a difficult thing to do?
No, Enchi clown will get you on your way to it. Then when you start putting in like leopard, Enchi clown would really tighten it. There is another gene called blade that is related to Enchi that would tighten up almost like a knife blade on the back of that as well. So it's not uncommon. typically there's a few teardrops down the side. Like this is a perfect line.
Yeah.
The other thing is there is an actual gene called genetic stripe, which is a recessive. If you just get a visual genetic stripe, you're going to have that straight line down the back as well.
Okay. All right.
But
Interesting.
this is not G stripe. So this is the combination of clown, enchi, and the leopard is what's really doing that on this one.
Yeah. So I'm going to recuse myself actually.
Why is that?
Because I think my color blindness is getting in the way of seeing.
This was just not doing it. It just looks like orange mush to you.
Yeah. I mean, it looks great, but I think I'm not seeing things that you're seeing. Like the stripe down the back does not look pink to me.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah. And definitely if it's Justin's snake, I don't want to.
Joe's getting a little comfy, huh? Yeah. Well, hey, and look, but here's what I believe though. Like I'm a massive believer in, if you didn't know what it was, if you didn't know who made it, how cool would it be? And if it doesn't tick your boxes, like you don't have to think it's cool. Like that's what gives everybody the equal opportunity. That's the equalizer here, man.
Yeah. I think, it's great. I mean, I'm not saying that it doesn't look great. I'm just saying I don't think that I'm seeing everything that I could be seeing.
Chris is on your side. Chris says it's not pink, it's orange. The ball python people are colorblind, so maybe it's me. Fun fact: I too have been diagnosed with color blindness. So maybe we're all maybe the philosophical question is what is pink? What is orange? I see it as like a pink peach on top and an orange on the sides is what I see. So
okay, interesting. Yeah.
Well, okay. So you don't want to judge this one. You feel like you
no,
would be,
I don't. I think that would be it would be my downfall in this community if I were to judge this one.
You don't want to be known as the judger here. Okay, all right. I gotta say, Joe, you got one job, but that's all right. If I'm not going
to. I'm being responsible with my job here. I'm being responsible, and by recusing myself and saying there's a conflict here.
Wasn't there a meme like a handful of years ago of like what color dress is this girl wearing, and like everybody was up in arms of what color the dress was? Like,
yes.
Yeah, maybe we have that situation going on here. Joe, we may very well see this very animal in Daytona. Now it might sell before.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a holdback, but Justin is well, I was gonna say he's usually there. He usually vends at Tinley. I don't know if he vends at Daytona or not. I know he usually goes, but I don't know if this animal will be there. Maybe it will be. But all right.
Let me ask you this. Do the like the big breeders like Justin, like the well-known breeders, they go to these shows?
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's why, like, I know this is really goofy and cheesy, but like the equivalent of Daytona and Tinley would be like you and I getting to hang out at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but Jimmy Page and Pete Townsend and Paul McCartney are actually like there checking out the exhibits with you. Yeah, like so like yeah. It's a neat, when I say that there's like access, this community is accessible, or this hobby is accessible, you could go to those shows and you could go talk to those people, and you could talk to the people that inspire you. And Justin keeps a little bit of a low profile, and I don't know if he vends Daytona or not. He definitely does at Tinley, but you know, those names are there. All the players go those two shows. I mean, you're going to cover if you're into this and you're a geek, you're going to be blown away by who you're going to meet at these shows. And it's really cool opportunity to go.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back there. It'll be fun. It'll be really fun.
Are you catching up on some comments here?
Yes. Chris just made me laugh at this. Making it more brown and orange.
Yeah,
he loves you guys for it. I'm interested, like, as we get closer to, I want to know, like, who our regulars on our who come to the show on Thursday mornings who are going to be at Daytona. Definitely, I'd love to catch up with you guys.
Yeah,
too.
we have to. I would bet Justin will be there. He's out of Jacksonville. I'm not sure who else in the chat. Some of the guys from the north come over to Tinley, or they do the Toronto show. I'm not sure who else is going to be there, but yeah, we definitely should do like a Tinley roll call or a Daytona roll call. I think Tyler at VA Morphs, I think he's vending Daytona. I think he'll be there. I'm just going through the list here. Joe, I'm gonna try and phrase this, but you tied it together really, really well. I remember like coming up in management, leadership, blah blah blah. I'm at Ruby Tuesday. I'm reading these management books. Ruby Tuesday is guiding me. Here's how you do what you do. Here's all these situations. Here's the the recipes and the specs. Here's exactly how you do everything, and it was all like very rational. Here's situation A, here's answer A, here's how you do this. And I came to really hate management books because they don't typically talk about the people. They talk about, oh, you have to do a process, you have to do a system, you have to have consistency, you boom, but here's this cookie cutter that you stamp 99 times and you repeat things over and over, and that's how you get quality. And that all makes really, really rational sense. What doesn't fit in there, I heard an expression maybe 10 or 11 years ago from a gentleman that a general manager that I started working for. And he used the expression, Adam, there's a lot of things that don't fit on spreadsheets. And at the time, I thought that was just an excuse for, well, nothing, can't quantify that. We're going to move on. And like this hocus pocus nonsense. And then there's been like books, like these bestsellers called like The Secret, like, which just turns out like, just like put out there what you want and attract what you want and be what you want and you'll get what you want. And I'm like, that's all hocus pocus nonsense. And I found as life goes on from being a 20, early 20 something year old manager at Ruby Tuesday, doing everything by this prescribed method that is not to be changed and must be repeated perfectly, to now I'm wrestling with like, there's something to this. Present yourself in a certain way and you will attract like-minded people, and a prepared mind finds opportunities. And there's different kinds of luck. Some people think that there's only one kind of luck, but winners know there's multiple kinds of luck that you can farm. And I'm like, Joe, yes. I think I'm going nuts because I'm turning into this like mystic nonsense guy when no, you still have to go scrape the ball python poop. Your car wash still runs a certain way on a certain number of quarters. Profits and losses are still on spreadsheets. That stuff matters. And I couldn't quite square it all. And you gave me like this wonderful, like little, I use lecture in the academic term, not like in the patronizing term. You gave me this great lecture of like, yeah, of course this works. And I was like, all right, that's what we have to talk about tomorrow. Can you tie this crap together?
Yeah, it's funny because I think that I'm the opposite of where you have come from. Like I'm getting into this. I'm learning that actually skills are important.
Okay, so you've gone at it from a totally different view. You've done the happy, let's all talk, let's motivate each other, let's attract, and you're like, well, yeah, every now and again you got to swing the hammer and hit the nail, and that yes, does matter, right?
Yeah, exactly. So but yeah, so I do think that there is an like a heightened accent or there's too much weight, I think, that is put on like the skills that you can put on a resume or a spreadsheet. Like I like what you said about or somebody who told you it doesn't fit on a spreadsheet. And I think it's not about like this. I don't think that it's about like this vague sense of, of intangibles or whatever. I think that there's so many things that that it's just difficult to quantify. The amount of things that go into a personality, or that happen internally in your brain. It's too much to actually get it out and put it down on a piece of paper, that you actually can't really communicate it on a piece of paper or on a spreadsheet or even in the words that you're saying. It's just about it. You get the sense of being around someone. That's the only way to really tell or get an idea of all of the things that are going on in someone's brain. That's why, there are interviews. It's not just a resume, but it's an interview. There's an interview process of hiring somebody, right? Because you want to know what all of those things that are going on in their brain come out as and how that's going to affect their work. And I do think that there is a direct correlation between what goes on in your brain internally, in your inner life, and the way that you behave in the world. That just makes sense. So, and the way that you behave in the world then will open up opportunities that it will draw you into different rooms. It will draw you towards certain people. And it's about making sure that whatever is going on in your inner life is aligned with the opportunities that you seize. So I think that is the connection there. I don't it's so funny to think, like, to me, it's so interesting to think that people think that that is something separate than actually executing a job, separate from executing a job. All of the inner stuff in your brain that brings you to certain places and helps you behave in certain ways. That is exactly what it takes to do certain types of things in the world,
Yeah. So let me tie this back to like not just philosophically speaking. So I'm vending. Last weekend I was vending, and it was a great show in Minneapolis. I had a great time, and it actually was. So what got my mind going on some of this was that was my best single day of vending other than Tinley ever. And that was an accomplishment for me, and I was happy and I was thankful and appreciative of it. And yeah, I made a good buck that day. It was good, man. But if I looked around the room, some mentors of mine were there, some colleagues of mine were there, certainly I didn't have anything proprietary. It's not like I was saying, hey, come buy this limited edition that I'm the only one that's ever produced it, the only thing that's ever been produced. And I like to dissect and think about things, because I still do go back to those Ruby Tuesday days of what was the process. If it was successful, how do I recreate the success? If it was terrible, what do I change to not recreate the terrible? And sometimes you can control it and sometimes you can't. But then also, I don't do this race to the bottom on prices. So my prices aren't the cheapest. My snakes aren't necessarily unique. Oh, I get little thumbs up out of the blue now. This is weird. I give myself thumbs up, I guess. So a lot of what I've landed on is a lot of what you're talking about, Joe, is also translates it directly to what a brand is. Or brand confidence is. The brown bag and font of Macy's doesn't really fit on a spreadsheet, but from 4 blocks away down Fifth Avenue, you either know it's a bag from Macy's,
right,
or somebody trying to look like they have a bag from Macy's, right? Or a competitor. Yeah. I mean, it is a brand. That doesn't really rationally make sense from okay, step 1, go create a unique font. Step 2, let's choose brown. Like it's just this weird thing. And I got thinking about it, and I'm like, this is like, and I've had a few of these experiences just lately. Like, it's like the culmination of all the hard work, but I find that like the happier, more confident, I wouldn't say comfortable because I still work my butt off and I'm terrified of waking up one day and this all being gone and having to go run restaurants again. But the more like that I don't worry about that stuff, the better results that I'm getting. And I can't like decide.
Wait a second. The more that you don't worry about what stuff?
Going back and running restaurants. The more that I'm like confident, happy, focused on what I'm doing, reaching out to customer. Like, so I've got hatchlings. So I'm reaching out to specific customers going, hey, I think we discussed this. These are ready. No pressure, but here's the price. And frankly, yesterday was a pretty high price. I was like, this is really what I'm going to say. This is my opening. You're going to get excited about this because it's this price. And the answer was yes. And it's like, and I'm not just saying like you can wish this stuff into existence, but that's what I'm trying to reconcile. Like, where are the skills, the spreadsheet stuff, and where is the, hey, I know this is worth this because I've done X, Y, and Z, and this is what I've put myself into, and the opportunities that I've farmed and created. And like, even so, going back to Gainesville, I was not this guy. We all know there's guys and girls that can walk into a room and everybody is immediately like, they're the ones, and they might not even like, they might not even be the quote, the hottest person, but they become the hottest person because of whatever that it factor is. And that attracts people. And so like that's all the stuff that I'm trying to wade through. And then also, so I had this, I'm not going to say who it was. There's a colleague in the industry who says, I need, just on a whim, they say, I need an investor, and it's not a ball python breeder. And I say, I'm not swimming in money, but I like business. And if it were the right investment, I could gather some money. I said, what kind of money would move your needle? What I don't know anything about your industry, but I'm pretty good with numbers, and I know what I have that I could, maybe we could set something up that's good for both of us. I would have never stuck my neck out in that conversation before. And I expected to be blown off with the person going, nicely, basically, it's not your business. I don't want to talk to you about this. The person calls me back, says, well, I'm looking for 100 to 500,000. I said, well, okay. So good news, easy news. I'm not your guy. I can clarify that right now. I can't move that needle. But then I was like, you know what? I work with this banker that looks at things through a livestock standpoint versus typical banking. And we had this whole conversation about financing $100,000 to $500,000 for business, which I would have never stuck my neck into before. And it's somebody I really respect that's looked out for me a lot. And I'm like, what kind of this is amazing life that I'm living. And I just, again, all these things that don't fit on a spreadsheet, and I can't quite square it. And why I want to square it is to ease my mind, but also to say to people, go out and do it and be happy and proud and confident. And somehow you're going to pay your bills. I can't explain it, but it's going to happen. Like, it's a weird thing for me, man.
Well, there was, I think about this, like the skills make you capable, like the skills that you gather over time make you capable to do certain things. But there has to be something that, especially if you're working with other people, that helps them believe in you too. Like, so all of these intangibles, like the confidence and all the culmination of your experience, your positivity, your optimism, all of those different things help people believe in your capability. So capability is great, but if people don't believe in you, then that capability is going to have limitations. So you have to be really successful and to really kind of like, I feel like you're settling into this kind of life. You're settling in because you are confident, and because you are confident, and because you've been doing this for a long time, and because you have the capability that backs it up, that confidence and that settling in, that being open and optimistic about certain things that helps people believe in your capability. So you'll go farther with the capability because you have all of these intangibles that we're talking about.
And I'm sitting here and I'm going, yeah, but that's the culmination of all the stuff that I could put, that's you do the reps and you get better at it. And
Sure.
Also, like, the goods, the things that I'm producing are better than they've ever been. Is it not all this hocus pocus? Is it just a matter of
no,
excuse
I
the
don't
language?
think so.
Yeah, well, and I don't think so either, because excuse the language, but there's good shit everywhere. So like, suddenly Adam's good shit now. Like, it's so I like I say, I love being able to, and I want to be able to like tell people, hey, here's what I've done, here's what worked, here's how I did it. And let me quantify a couple of these things really quick. I have immense amount of respect for Justin. Justin and I are personal friends. I've known Justin in Jacksonville. Justin is legitimately one of the hardest working dudes I've ever met. And he owns his own business very successfully. And he's been an incredible help to my business as a customer and a friend. And he's exceeded what he's bought animals from me. And then he shows me what he's hatching. And I'm like, damn, you just dusted me. You just left me in the dust. So he says, you're manifesting a lot of it, speaking good energy and adding good energy, blocking the negatives. I would have said as recently, maybe as yesterday, don't give me all that bull crap. You got to get out and you got to do the thing and you got to follow the system. You got to follow the process. The universe doesn't give a damn about you. You have to make it happen. And
that's really, go.
But somebody that I respect immensely, and he has the goods to back it up. He lives a wonderful life. He and his wife, they're fantastic people, and they have this beautiful, home and world they've built around them. And I'm going, am I becoming the universe manifesting guy? What the hell's going on here?
I think it's really interesting to hear that from you, because I don't think you're just about the product at all. You're about creating this community. You're about putting good energy into this community. You're about building something that is needed in this industry, and that is a positive voice that people can trust and then buy snakes from. I think so. And all of that stuff that you do, I guess you can put on a spreadsheet and go, yeah, this is what got me to this. But I always feel like you have a healthy balance between, hey, if I do this on Thursday mornings, that is going to build the community that I want, and that's less quantifiable than saying, if I do this on Thursday mornings, I'm going to sell more snakes.
Yeah, but
I'm just surprised that you go, I'm not like that. You kind of are, and the way that you behave,
I'm having this identity crisis, midlife thing. But okay, so let me keep this up though for a second. Let's just say that the Thursday morning show and building a community and sharing education and experiences transparently. I don't think any of those people that bought a snake from me on Sunday have ever seen this show or the Tuesday night podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Then what?
Yeah. But because you do this on Tuesday and Thursday morning, you're growing that side of you. You're like growing that positive, like, let's create a community. And people are attracted to that. People buy, I think the people, like what you're saying, I think people buy the product, yes, but they also buy the person that they're buying the product.
Oh, definitely. I agree with that. And
they go, okay, I like this guy. I'm going to be, because he's positive. He seems confident. He's not haggling me, and he's not reducing the price. He knows what the value is of his product, and he sticks to that value. And he goes, and I go, it would make me go, if I want a good snake, sometimes I got to put up a little more money for it. And because this guy knows this industry, knows what he's talking about, puts off this positive air, this optimistic air. I'm going to be with you. I'm going to help you along. I'm going to buy that more than, you know, somebody that doesn't have all of those little things that you have developed through the Tuesday night show and the Thursday morning show.
Maybe.
Like you have, like you that's not like, you cultivate skills, right? So over the years, you cultivate skills of breeding, right? And you learn every year, right? And you build that. Well, the same thing goes with intangibles. You have to feed that part of you. You have to have that. So like, you're trying to identify what those intangibles are. You kind of have, and then you have to feed those intangibles too, or else they go away. They're going to be the weaker side of you, you know?
Well,
and that's what you do. I think that's what you do on Tuesday and Thursday morning.
So thank you. And thanks for the compliments. I'm not out just like farming, you know, hey, what was me? Maybe I need people to tell me good things and I'll feel better. Like,
yeah, I know. I don't want to do, you're still a shitty person.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You know me at my core. You know the degenerate Adam. No. So a couple things. One being, I know I actually know why some of this like claws at me, because I've seen people take like the positivity stuff too far. And I'm like, your world is burning down around you. You need to realize sometime, right? Like, I never want to be the guy that's like, it's all great. And I'm just walking away from just, you know, a dumpster fire or everything crumbling. Like, sometimes things aren't all great and sometimes things aren't all positive, and you have to assess those with the same eye of scrutiny and the same honesty to yourself. One of my favorite, I don't think I made this quote up, but I might, but I say it to myself constantly. Like, if I'm ever torn or making a decision, I say to myself, the worst lies are the ones that you tell yourself. Like, if you're going to lie, at least lie to somebody else. Like, I don't see myself as a generalized liar, but I say that to myself. So you have to be honest with yourself. So I think like sometimes people wash away what they should be focusing on in the name of positivity. So that always like gets me. That's always a red flag when I see that. To your point though, I think of playing music, and I remember I actually have a poster on the wall of it. St. Patrick's Day 2023. I remember I put together this trio, and I remember telling the guys, hey, this is going to be a massive show. And I think there was 8,000 or 10,000 people there. It was a really big, like street party, Punta Gorda. We were playing in just the sweet spot of the afternoon. And I told the guys, I was like, hey, we got to really, like, we need to know what we're doing on this. And the guys were great. They're top-notch musicians. And they're like, Adam, we've done this tons of times. We all played in the same circuit. We play with each other all the time. And I said, yeah. I said, that crowd is either going to love us immediately or we're going to lose them immediately. And I said, we got to go out there confident and we got to hit it hard. And there's nothing like, I use the word sexy, not as in like actual, like, is somebody like physically attracted to you, that charisma that when you walk up to a table in a restaurant, you know right away, is the person on their game or are they not? Are you going to have a great experience, or are you like, all right, thank God I got good company because this person ain't going to add to it? Or you're like, man, we're going to have a good time in here tonight. Because if they know their stuff and they're on it and they're confident and they can walk out with their chin up and their shoulders back, you're like, yeah, boy, like, confidence is sexy, and you get confidence from repetition and knowing your stuff and doing the skills, but also doing I don't know, like you say, maybe I talk to people and I'm engaging and they feel comfortable and they're like, I don't care if it's X price difference or if it's the same exact price and I still want to buy it from Adam or whatever it might be, you know. But I've really been thinking about that, and I've decided that it's way more important than I've ever, like, honestly given it credit, whatever it is in the past.
Yeah. And you have to, I think it is a skill. It's just not a skill that's, you know, that you can write down on paper. I think it is a skill that needs to be honed. I think when you drop out of it, or when you're not, like, the perfect example is the resume interview process, right? I just think, and maybe that's not a great process or whatever, but I've hired many people at different jobs, right? So you get the resume, and those are the skills. Oh, this person meets the qualifications. So that gets you in the door. But really, during the interview, it's not about, for me, when I hire people, it's not about like, tell me what you did.
Right. You wouldn't have even called them. They're qualified already, right? Like, we're looking for the fit, right?
Yeah. Can I actually work with this person?
Right.
You know?
Can I want to spend 10 hours a day with this guy all the time? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So, and that's not anything that you can find out by just reading through even through maybe you get a little bit off of the social media profile, whatever, but being in someone's presence and having that, feeling those intangibles, I think is what gets you hired. Really, that's that for me anyway. So yeah, I think that there has to be a balance. There's got to be a balance of, I almost said real skills, but there has to be a balance of things that you
got to be able to deliver.
And then the thing, there has to be that other side of it that you do have to hone. You've got to, and if your business or your job is working with people, you have to hone how to work with people, and that's really difficult. That's the intangibles, I think.
As we wrap up here, this could be a whole different show, and maybe it will be, but I think that there's a really strong argument that, when I was going to college, I didn't do either of these things, but if you were really smart and you were really going into the tech and you were really going to make some money, you had to learn how to program in a certain code or language. You could, if you were really going to be a rock star, maybe you learn some Mandarin. You're going to learn. You're going to speak the language of these tech leading countries. Computers could do those things. You don't need to do that. Like, that's not the thing that they would say to do now. And I wonder, like, if the simplest, like, this is oversimplifying, but eye contact, handshake, confident conversation, is like the new, like, secret weapon of the future as we get more and more, ironically, tech interactive, sitting here, rather than person to person. But everybody worries about AI and what jobs and what the future are going to be. Yes, skills are going to be taken by AI, but there's still going to be 8 to 9 billion people in the world that we have to interact with on a pretty regular occasion, and probably will have to. And maybe how the people that can navigate that the best, that's going to be the new, like, rock star, secret weapon, superpower,
Sure.
Maybe that's that. I don't know what I've concluded today, but this has been fun.
Well, it's a little, so we started to get into like hard skills, soft skills, the kind of thing, but it's it's about that manifestation idea, right? Like, what's going on in your inner brain and how can you manifest things? And does that really work? Like, if you want something, you manifest it through your inner world or something like that, like what you read in The Alchemist or in The Secret or something like that, right? Does that actually work? And what is the direct line? And I think that there actually is a direct line. It's not something cosmic or spiritual or anything. It is, you're honing your brain to notice and behave in certain ways that draws you to do the things that you want to do. So that's, I think that manifesting is not just, there's not like, if I want this, I'm going to think about it and really, and put vision, people do vision boards and stuff like that. I've never done that. And I think it's kind of silly, but it's more about honing your brain and directing your focus. And if you direct your focus in certain ways, then it's going to lead you to what you want.
I've thought a lot about the stuff that you're talking about, because I've made a lot of jokes about people that say they're manifesting stuff in my life. I will be completely up to, on that. There is a stereotype of somebody sitting in a lotus position, meditating and manifesting, and poof, it lands in front of them. That I don't believe in. What I do believe in, if you focus and if this is what manifesting is to somebody, then this I would absolutely believe in. If you focus on something and you say, what are the steps that it's going to take to get me from here to there? And you start and you do the work and you do the research and you do the unglamorous thing. And it's usually outside of your normal work hours, because you still got to pay the bills and you still got to pay the rent. So you have this every waking hour drive dedicated to this other dream that you're going to sneak up on, this thing that's this career that you're not happy with. And suddenly your dream is waiting right behind it. And you figure out how to get there. And when, a shiny guitar comes along that you can afford, you say, no, I'm not going to buy that shiny guitar because I need that money for this other dream, or things like that. And you prepare, I think we would all agree Warren Buffett probably isn't sitting in a lotus position, meditating, manifesting things to poof out. It was actually Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's partner. Charlie Munger said, a prepared mind will find their opportunities. So if you're prepared with the resources necessary, the skills necessary, when that opportunity comes along, you can snatch it immediately rather than going, crap, that's a cool dream that just passed me by right there, because you weren't. That to me is manifesting. That's writing. If you write a vision board and there's here I am, and there's 5 steps that I'm going to get to somewhere else, and you're ticking those things off and you're back to a process and a system.
Yeah.
That's how it comes to life. And that to me is always, you call that manifesting, great. You call it prepared mindedness or whatever, any of the things, that all falls in the same bucket. And when you push away if you're doing that, you don't have time for drama. You don't have time for picking fights with other people. You don't have time for the stupid crap that distracts us. You don't have time I don't even have time for, anyway, various debates in life and all of that. I'm on this. I've got this thing that I got to get to.
Yeah. It's less about summoning outcomes, and it's more about becoming the kind of person that can recognize and receive and act on opportunity. That's what it is. That's what manifesting is. That
and that I'm down with. So you got to do the work with the manifest. And that is to tie it all back to Justin there at Pressure Pythons. I've seen that guy work, and I've seen that it's not the most glamorous work. And I've seen other people turn their nose up and him go, yeah, I'll eat your lunch, pal. I'll do the work. And he does. And it's a nice life. And it is I've always respected and liked Justin for it. So there we go. Some food for thought for everybody. I don't know if I clarified anything, but there we go.
Do your vision board.
I'm going to look it up for next show. Harvard has quantified, and this is not new. You guys can look it up. Go put it into your AI ChatGPT right now. The likelihood of succeeding with a goal just by writing it down increases by like 33%. If you write a goal and write the 3 most important things or the most urgent things it's going to take to accomplish that goal, it goes up to like 67% likelihood of meeting that goal. That's cool to do. That's not hocus pocus crap. That's laying out a plan and holding and getting to it, man. I love that stuff, man. All right, we got to go. Everybody have a great week. Joe, thank you, man. This was fun. A little spirited conversation. Maybe no pun intended right there on
thanks everybody. Thanks, chat. It was good. It's good to get all of your thoughts as well. And we'll see you next week.
Adios, guys. Thanks.
Everybody wants the outcome. Very few will go through the process. When you think about someone living their dream, I am living my dream.
If your business model isn't working, you've got to change your model.
You might be all by yourself on that route, but the view's pretty damn good from there.
New breeders have no idea how long 2 years is. Imagine 3 years, even 10 years.
Stop chasing other people's dreams. Make your own.
When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro.